All right, everyone. So thank you so much for joining us here tonight. We have the lovely Sharon Zelen with us. I feel so honored to have her here with us. So thank you so much, Sharon, for your time tonight away from your family to share with our teams here. You are such an amazing inspiration. I know you have been in my business and in my life all the way back to Kentucky on the dinner cruise. I made sure I tracked Sharon down and picked her brain a little bit. But Sharon, she this year has earned, was it 2 Excellence Award categories, right, Sharon?
4.
Oh, all 4 of them. I'm so sorry. All 4 of them. I'm so sorry. Thank you for catching me on that, of course. And she also earned the #1 in the company for developing leaders, right?
Yes.
And you were taken away in the limousine the next day with a mimosa and to Tiffany and Company. And oh my gosh, that must have been amazing. And most of all, what an honor it is to receive the Legacy Award in Pampered Chef that Sharon, you guys had seen her receive at conference this year. Sharon, was it 7 people only that had received it before you?
Okay, so I didn't even know anything about it either. Yes, 7 people in the 36 years. So
wow.
what the heck is going on here? I sat down in the chair. I'm like, what's happening?
That is so incredible. Oh my gosh. So we're so excited to have you here. So I'm going to let you take it away and we can go from there.
Thanks, Ashley. Thanks, Renelli. I really appreciate you guys inviting me to be on the call. You know, it's my pleasure to help all of you. That is truly my passion. So the girls asked me to talk a little bit about recruiting because that's really, you know, what I love the most about this business. I'll be very honest with you. I enjoy my cooking shows, but it's changing people's lives. That really is what matters the most to me. So I know you guys are all in a program and you're working to promote and move to the next level. And the only way that you're going to do that is by sharing the business opportunity. And it's not just at your cooking shows. It's when you're out and about. It's, you know, making a list of who you know. And even if you're brand new, I always like to say to people, you know, it's never too soon to think about who could benefit from this business opportunity. You know, I always compare it to if you knew a good restaurant or you knew of a great sale that was going on at a store, you would tell everyone. And this is no different. And there's nothing wrong with saying to someone, you know, I'm brand new. I just started. Maybe you've only done 1 show so far. I even tell my brand new girls, even if you've never done a show yet, there's nothing wrong with calling somebody up and saying, I just signed on to sell Pampered Chef. I haven't even done my first show yet, but I can't help but think about you because I think this would be great for you. I know when last time we spoke, you said you needed some extra money. You know, your kids wanted to be in baseball camp or your daughter wanted to be in dance class. So I really think that this might be something that would be great for you because it has flexibility and you could still be that stay-at-home mom. Or calling somebody else up and saying, you know, I can't help thinking about you. You love to cook or you love to entertain or you have such an amazing personality. So I don't want you to think it's ever too soon to start thinking about who you know that could make some extra money and really take advantage of this business opportunity. Because at the end of the day, our products are amazing, but it's our opportunity that changes people's lives. And that's just the God's honest truth. So I want you to make that list and I want you to think about who you know. Okay, that list should be made alongside the list that you're making to call for bookings. So whether you're brand new or you just signed someone, list. I have a book of recruit leads, and someone may say to you, you know, right now is not a good time, but what you're going to say to them is it okay if I follow up with you next month? Because things are always changing. People's lives are always changing. Situations change. So I want you to think about who you know. And then the next thing is at your parties. You know, a lot of you girls in your first 90 days, a lot of them in their first 90?
Let me see here. Actually, on the call here, Sharon.
Marlene is.
Marlene? Awesome, Marlene. This is
Very
awesome.
new. She's like fresh.
I think that might be all then, Sharon. The rest are all past their 90 days.
So what I'm going to tell you is going to work for your brand new consultants that you haven't even signed on yet and for Marlene. And yay, Marlene. When the company offers something like a fast track director, you have to be crazy not to take advantage of that. You know, I always said if you had a full-time job and your boss came into you and said, listen, I have an opportunity for you to make a $500 cash bonus, our entire product line, 250 Pampered Chef dollars, and a raise. Is this something you might be interested in? Who in their right mind would say, no, I'm good?
No, thank you.
Everyone is going to say, tell me more. But they only know about that if you tell them about it. So I don't want you to ever think that it's too soon to share that opportunity with someone. You know, a lot of people say to me, well, how can I talk to them about Fast Track? They just started. It is never too soon to offer someone an opportunity to make more money. Okay, so I want you to think about that. Not telling them about the Fast Track opportunity is really being selfish, keeping it to yourself, because in 90 days from now, you don't want someone to say to you, well, how come nobody told me about this? Well, the flyer was in your box. Well, I didn't look. I mean, I didn't look at the box. You know what I'm saying? Like I was someone when I started, I'm not someone that goes through every single piece of paper. And today people are busy. A lot of people work full time. So it's your obligation to invite everyone to explore that opportunity. And it's never too soon to offer that to somebody. So I want you to think about that. You may sign someone, or you may have just signed someone who's not part of this program. I want you to go back to them and say, you know what? I apologize. I wasn't doing my job. I want to tell you about an amazing opportunity that the company is offering. And you have to be crazy not to take advantage of this. Because you know what's going to happen, guys? You're going to work with them. Not everyone will achieve it, but they're going to have a stronger business trying to get there. So every single person that you sign should be working towards that. And let them know it's not their job to train them. It's their job to invite them to the business, and your job as their director or your upline's responsibility to train them, right? Are you in agreement, girls, Renelli and Ashley, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you're brand new, it's not your responsibility to train them. You bring them to the girls, and they will help you with that. So I want you to think about that right out of the gate. And the other thing is at your cooking shows, and I know a lot of you have heard me say it, but it never gets old. You have to offer this business to every single person. You know, after all the years I have in this business, I can talk from experience. There have been times, and I'm going to be brutally honest with you, where I've just been so burnt out, and I said, you know what? I can't. I just got to go to my show and do my show. And I'm not even going to talk about recruiting because I can't. I have so much on my plate right now. I'm training so many new people. I need a little break. And I'm going to tell you what happens. If you don't invite every single person at your full service checkout, guess what? Nobody's joining your team. And it's honestly, sometimes it's like a test for me, because I'm like, you know what? This is why the field isn't recruiting. This is why people don't recruit, because they're not asking. How many people sit down at your full service checkout and say, hi, my name is Sharon. Where do I sign up? No, that happens once in a blue moon. I'm not saying it'll never happen. Majority of people you have to invite. You've informed them during your full serve, during your show closing, and however you talk about recruiting, you've informed them, and then it's your responsibility to invite them. So if you're not inviting people, they're not coming. So that's the thing you need to know. You need to be asking every single person. And I don't want you to prejudge. There have been times when I've done a full service checkout, I will never forget. I asked every single person, and there was a really big show, and I got to the last woman, and she was older. She was probably in her 70s. And I sat down, and I was like done already. I mean, I had asked so many people, and I signed on 2 at the show. I'll never forget. And I got like 3 bookings. It was an amazing show. And I was rushing with this last woman. And I took her order, and she said, can I ask you a question? And I said, sure. And she said, I heard you ask every single person about the business opportunity. How come you didn't ask me? And I said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I said, I was just rushing. It was crazy. And honestly, I prejudged. She was an older woman, and I'm like, she's totally not going to want to do this. She said, I just retired. I've always loved to cook, and I think this would be great for me. And she joined my team, and she was with me for a really long time. So you can never prejudge, and you have to invite everyone. And I hope you all understand when I say invite is not, would you like some information on the business opportunity? Invite is starting a conversation. Tell me about it. Are you interested in anything I talked about here this evening? What inspired you about the business opportunity? What interests you about the business opportunity? Because you don't want to ask a question that will elicit a yes or no answer. You want to ask a question that starts a conversation. Because if they say no to you, you can't go anywhere. But when you say to somebody what interests you about the business opportunity, they're going to answer you with something like, well, I really loved when you talked about the flexibility, or I really loved when you talked about, the added income. Well, then you can say to them, do you work? Do you have another job? Are you available maybe once a week, twice a week? We want to start a conversation, because here's the thing. I'm going to go out on a limb right now. I always say, everyone wants what we have, but everyone's afraid that they're not going to be successful at it. Who wouldn't want to work flexible hours like we do, make $75 to $100 an hour, go on an amazing vacation? Who wouldn't want what we have? But most people think that they can't do it. They're afraid. So when you invite people and you start to get to the bottom of what's holding them back, most of the time you can really calm their fears. Because when people say to me, I would love to do this, but I could never. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? Tell me a little bit about what that means. Well, I could never stand up and talk in front of people. Well, guess what? I never thought that I could either. My own mother tried to talk me out of this. She's like, you're going to stand up and talk in front of people? She's never have to write a note for speech class, because I used to throw up the night before I had to get up and talk in front of people. So when you get to the bottom of what really is holding somebody back, it's usually something ridiculous like, well, I have kids. Well, tell me about that. How old are your kids? You should not do this because you have kids. You should do this because you have kids. Because when you have children and they watch what we do, and they watch you be a business owner and a mother, and they watch you set goals and work towards them, you are teaching your kids something they could never learn in a classroom. So when I say to someone, don't not do it because you have kids, do it because you have kids. Where can you find a job to make the money that we make and have the flexibility that we have and still be able to be home with them? So you need to ask them questions, and you need to find out what's holding them back, because it's not that they don't want to do it, that they're afraid that they can't do it. They're afraid that they won't be successful at it. So when you start a conversation with them and you make them feel better about that, most people will join your team. So when you ask someone at a full service checkout, so what interests you? And they say, oh, yeah, that's not for me. Find out what that means. Can I just ask you, what does that mean? Actually, tell me a little bit about that. So you want to get a conversation going, because most people are interested. Who wouldn't be interested in what we do? I thank God every single day for the gift of the Pampered Chef. There is no way in the world I could have been the mom that I was, be around the way that I was, and make the income that I was, working around my family's schedule. And still to this day, to be able to pay for college and all the things that this business allows me to do. So everyone needs us, but most people are afraid of what we do because it's intimidating. So you need to ask every single person, and not just, do you want information? It's, so what interests you? So what inspired you? And if they tell you, oh, I could never do what you do, tell me a little bit about that. What's holding you back? Does that make sense to you guys? Okay. And then signing them up at the show should be really simple, because once you get to the bottom of that and you say to them, would you be interested in me coming and doing a grand opening just like you saw me do here tonight, except it would be your grand opening and you'd get the commission, you'd get the free products, and you'd also get all the bookings. Is that something that would interest you? Now let me ask you a question. If I offered to do that for you, who in their right mind would say no to that? I'm coming, I'm giving them the money, I'm giving them the free products, and I'm giving them the bookings. When I offer that, people look at me and they're like, oh, okay, I think I could do that. Hello, why not, right? So when I say that, I'm like, let's pick a date. We pick the date. I give them an option of one of the 3 kits. I look at their order form. I say, you know what, tonight you were spending $80. Why don't you take that money and apply it towards a business kit? Doesn't that make more sense? Half of what you were getting is in the kit anyway. Oh, yeah, I guess that does make sense. If you're thinking about the business, of course it makes sense. Give me 30 days. That's all I'm asking. People think when they sign on, they're signing this contract and they're bound for the next year. We offer a very simple solution. Try this business. You don't have to marry it. Try it. If you don't like it after 30 days, you get to keep the ring. It's as simple as that. You don't have to give back the ring. So you want to offer it to people and let them know that there is no lifelong commitment. They don't have to donate their firstborn. They're just trying it out. That's the bottom line. So when I make it that simple, people are like, oh, okay, I could give you 30 days. Do a few cooking shows. If you don't like it, you walk away and you keep everything. Now, for those people that can't sign on at the show, those are the people that you have to follow up with. Now, years ago, I used to follow up and say something like, so did you get a chance to look at the information that I gave you? And you know where that goes. Half the time, they don't answer the phone. Half the time, they're like, oh, I haven't even taken out of the car yet. So now when I call them, this is what I say to them. Hi, Ashley, it's Sharon from the Pampered Chef. I cannot stop thinking about you. You would be amazing at this. I so want you on our team. Ashley's like, oh my God, how many people have ever said that to you? Some people go their whole life never hearing from their parents that I think you'd be great at this. I want you on my team. Some people marry people that never hear anyone say that to them. Let me tell you something. Recognition is a big and powerful thing, and some people never get it. So when you say to someone, I think you'd be great at this, I want you on my team, I can't stop thinking about you, they're really flattered. And the bottom line is, chances are they're going to give you a try. They feel like you believe in them before you believe in themselves. And an inspirational leader believes in somebody before they ever believe in themselves. Most of my team will tell you they did not believe in themselves in the least until I told them that I believed in them. And the truth is, I do. I believe that every single person can be successful at this. This apron fits anyone. Anyone. So I believe, and I've signed people that in the back of my mind, I'm thinking to myself, oh, I'm not sure about this one. She's kind of quiet. She's kind of shy. And that's the person that rocked this. And the person with the outgoing personality was the one that after 30 days, it wasn't a good fit. So it's our responsibility to offer it to everyone, to not prejudge anyone, and to let them know how much we believe in them and how we will be there for them from the beginning until the end. When they feel that they have your trust, they're going to join your team. People buy in spite of you. They came to that party. They're going to buy no matter what. They're there to support their friends. Can you get them to spend more money by showing them the power tools? Yes. But in order for them to book a show with you and join your team, they have to really connect with you. So they buy in spite of you. They book and sign on because of you. So make sure you're making that connection, reaching out to them, putting your hands on their hand when they sit down at full service checkout. Ranelli, I so enjoyed being with you here tonight. I have to tell you, I think you would be amazing at this. You were finishing all of my sentences. You were talking about all the products that you love. I think you would be amazing at this. Ranelli may have gone her whole life never hearing somebody say that. So I want to make sure that you guys are connecting with your guests. That's critical at the parties. And then let's talk a little bit about out and about. I love being out and about. Wherever I go, I say to people, so do you love your job? They're like, no. I ask everybody, if I'm at Staples making copies, I'm at the supermarket checking out, do you love your job? They're like, no. And I'm like, I have to tell you, have you ever heard of the Pampered Chef? Some say yes, some say no. And my next line is, I don't know if you realize, but we're hiring and we pay about $50 on the average an hour. Are you making that here? They're like, I make $8 an hour. I make $10 an hour. Can I give you some information and follow up with you? And you know you're always going to take their information, so you can call them. You're not just going to give them yours. You're going to take theirs. Let me tell you something. Everywhere you go, there are people that desperately need us, desperately. But they don't know about us, and it's our job to tell them about what we have to offer. You know, I shared a story probably 2 years ago now when we were going on the Disney World trip, the Disneyland trip. I called up to make a dinner reservation, and I was chatting with the girl, the reservationist, to make this reservation. And we just started talking, like, how long are you working there? And she started telling me a whole life story. She was a single mom who was making $10 an hour at Disneyland. She could not believe that I offered her this business opportunity, the potential that this had. She joined my team. She was with me probably for about a year until she got a nursing job and she just couldn't do this anymore. But the bottom line is I was able to help that single mom. Think about all the people out there that we can help. But we can't if you don't offer them the business opportunity. So don't be ashamed of what you do. Be proud of what we do. Don't think it's being pushy offering someone this opportunity. It's life-changing. It's not pushy. It's almost being selfish, not sharing it with everyone. There are times, I swear to you girls, there are times that I'll be out and I'm crazy and I'm rushing. And I met this girl, you know, a clothing store, whatever it was. And I got to my car and I'm like, I know she would be really good at this. She was adorable. I loved her. And I didn't have a chance to talk to her about what I do. I've gone back with my business All About Me card, and I will say, I'm so sorry. You were so amazing here today. And I got so caught up in what we were doing that I didn't get a chance to tell you about what I do. And I think you'd be great at this. Have you ever thought about something like this? There have been times that people have said to me, you know, I've been to a party or I've been with my mom and I love the Pampered Chef. I never thought about it. And we followed up and we've had conversations. And people like that have joined my team. So you go out, guys, and you're in stores, you're doing your errands, wherever you are. Think about all the people that you meet that are making $10 an hour, that can't pay their bills, that can't give their kids the extracurricular activities, whatever, that can't, you know, go on that vacation, that want a bigger home, that have credit card debt to pay off. Think about how many lives we have the ability to change. So I don't ever want you to think about being embarrassed or being pushy, because by not offering it, you're being selfish. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, it does.
Does anyone have any questions? Anything you wanted me to talk about?
How are you comping your host when you're signing up so many of their guests?
That's interesting. A couple of times, most hostesses are so grateful that their friends have been offered an opportunity, because chances are the hostess knows the situation that that guest is in. And she'll say to me, oh, I'm so glad that Susie's going to do it. She could so use it. And then they tell you the whole life story. Husband cheated on you, to get the whole thing. So most hostesses are very grateful that you offered their friends the opportunity. But I have honestly had a couple that have said to me, well, you signed on 2 people, you know, and their orders, they were going to get more, and now they're buying the kit. So I guess my show would have been higher had that not happened. So those people, I will throw something when I close out their show, if they're not using one of their 50% off items, or I'll use their discount and I'll give them, you know, a $50 item that cost me now $25 or $30. Because was it worth it to get 2 team members? Absolutely. But I will say probably 80% of those hostesses never say anything. They're grateful and happy for their friends. But the ones that do, I'll just throw them something. Yeah. Anybody else have a question?
I can always ask questions.
Go, girl.
Holding myself back.
Go, girl.
So I had an event today, and I wonder, like, you know, in terms of making connections with people, and then, you know, like, let's say you're at a store, you make a connection, you say, you know, they were helpful or they were kind or they whatever, and then you can kind of go and talk to them, you know, through that avenue. But in terms of an event where there's people constantly walking by, constantly, like what would your approach be in offering the opportunity?
Like what kind of event? You were at like a vendor event?
Yeah, I was at a vendor event, and there were probably like, I was there for about 5 hours, and there were thousands of people there.
Now, did you have a help wanted sign?
No, I did not have a help wanted sign.
What? Really? Okay.
I did not.
Okay, you are going to run, not walk. You're going to run to Staples or one of those stores tomorrow, and you're going to buy a regular help wanted sign.
Okay.
Especially this time of year. Guys, you should have a help wanted sign on your table at your cooking shows. How many stores this time of year do you see hiring seasonal help wanted? Every store that I go in is looking for help.
Yeah.
So I want you to go and get a help wanted sign.
Got it.
That's a great idea.
Running down, run. Do not walk.
Run. So yeah, if you had that on your vendor table, you know, people would kind of come over and they'd be like, "Oh, tell me a little bit about this." I gotta tell you, did you have them all fill out door price slips?
I did.
You should be emailing, Renelli, all of them, obviously, for your cooking shows, but you should also be emailing them and in the same email talking to them about the business opportunity. Say, listen, I'm looking for some team members. We have an amazing opportunity. You can sign on and just, you know, for the holidays for some extra money. You could, you know, test the water, see if you love this. But I would put that in an email, especially this time of year. You're going to get a bunch of people that are going to jump on that.
Awesome.
How would it be to have a debt-free holiday? What would that mean to you and your family? I'm looking to add some team members. What would you do with an extra $2,000 by Christmas?
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Awesome. I love that. Thank
That
you.
is genius.
I know. How wanted.
I haven't had an original idea in 20 years. We all share with each other.
That's awesome. That's
We have
awesome.
a sisterhood. We all share. Anyone else have a question?
Come on, y'all.
This is your time.
Mm-hmm.
I know Allie does. Not to put you on the spot.
Allie's your go-to questioner.
Allie, where do you live?
I live in Wisconsin. I live just right by Ashley. So
Oh, okay. The
So,
cheese capital, right? Isn't that the cheese capital? Wisconsin.
yeah. So how I have lots of questions. I'm just in my 6 months, and I should have done fast track. I'm learning. I should have done all of these things, and I want to spend more. So I guess I want to know how, because you were a mom, I'm a stay-at-home mom. How do you juggle kids and work? Because I could work on Pampered Chef all day long if I wanted to, but I can't. I have kids, and we just started homeschooling, so they are home with me all day. So I want to call these people to recruit and call them to book and contact people and follow up with them. What is your best advice for me to get my business going? I know it's kind of off topic, but
It's not off topic. It's pretty much on topic because I'm sure most of the people on this call have families. And how do you balance your family and your business? So, do you have a husband?
yes,
Okay. Is he supportive?
yes.
Okay. So, are your kids little where they can watch a movie, or they're like, how old are they?
10, 8, 5, and 2.
Oh, 4. Okay. So probably easier for you, because I think if you leave that bunch by themselves for too long, God knows what can happen. So I'm thinking that when your husband comes home, actually what I would do is tell him that you need some time to work your business. So maybe you could set office hours, even if it's 1 hour a night. I mean, is that doable for your husband? Like from 7 to 8 or 8 to 9? I mean, I always call people up until 9 o'clock. I feel after 9 o'clock then it's too late. So maybe from 8 to 9, whatever works for you and your family. I don't know what bath time is and that kind of thing. So I would say to my husband, listen, I really want to grow my business and I want to do this for us. So I can give more and we as a family can earn a vacation. I need your help. It's not just my business, it's our business. I think it's important to get them involved so that he doesn't become jealous or resent the Pampered Chef for taking you away, because a lot of times that happens. So I want you to explain to him that this is not just your business, it's our business. And I'm going to
He's pretty supportive. So
that's what I would do. I would get an office hour with him, and I would say, from 8 to 9, is there any way that I can go in my office and work my business? Because if you spend an hour every single day, Monday through Friday, you will be able to make a heck of a lot of contact. And
Okay.
maybe as a babysitter, maybe if there's someone that can come in, maybe an hour during the day, and if you pay that babysitter, $10, $15 an hour, whatever the going rate is in your neighborhood, and you can have some time for her to watch the little ones, and you can do it that way.
my 10-year-old is a good babysitter. So
Okay. That's what I would do. I would pay my 10-year-old however you want to pay her, whatever.
So my next question is, I've heard that like text message is best or is email best. A lot of my contacts are all online. A lot of my shows are online shows.
Okay.
So is it best to call people? What is your avenue?
So for me, I think that this is a relationship building business. And when people hear the excitement in your voice, oh my God, we have an amazing new catalog. You're going to flip when you see these products. But the reality is they don't answer the phone anymore. I mean, that's a problem that every direct sell business is having right now. It's very hard to connect to people if they don't answer the phone. So how do we work around that? So I wish you could see my phone now and I could show you guys. For me, I like to do 15 cooking shows a month. So I needed some extra shows in October because by the 15th of the month, I like my calendar completely booked for the next month. And anything I get from my shows from the 15th on is gravy or goes into the next month. So my mental thing is by the 15th, I need to be booked. So I was needing some shows for October because I'm going away to Chicago and I wasn't going to be able to make calls. I am not kidding you. I sent out 76 texts. Same text. I copied and pasted. I just changed their first name. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, you can just while you're watching TV with your kids. I sent out that many texts. I filled my calendar with out of the 76, I had probably 20 that responded. The rest I never even heard from. 20 that responded, and out of the 20 that responded, I added another 7 cooking shows. So texting is amazing. And the same thing with private messaging on Facebook. Make the blurb and just change the name. Just keep sending it out. And you could send a ton of them out just by copying and pasting. I mean, my first choice is always person to person via the telephone, but the sad fact is you're not going to get people. 1 in 10 will answer the phone today, especially your age. 1 in 10 will answer the phone. Seriously, they'll say to me, oh yeah, call me. And I look at them at the show and I'm like, yeah, right. And they laugh. And I'm like, okay, do you answer your text? That'll answer. They don't answer the phone. So that's what I would send out. Does that help?
Yes, thank you so much. Well, never mind.
I'm going to tell you what I say.
Okay.
Hi, Ashley. It's Sharon from the Pampered Chef. Hope this message finds you well. I am so excited. You know what? I'm going to send it to Ashley, and she can post it. Because Lord knows I have 76 copies of them, so I'll send it to her. Any other questions?
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. Good luck.
Thanks.
So Sharon, just a question for some of us, some of our team members are new. Some have never recruited or even thought that, they wanted to do something like that. What do you think is something that would change the mindset, will help them understand or help us understand the value of adding people to our team and recruiting our business?
I think what I just said, Renelli, people have to understand you are not being pushy. You are not obnoxious by offering a business like this to people. You're almost being selfish if you're not. And especially if they're new, Renelli, the Fast Track program, oh my God, I wish they had that when I signed on. Think about what they're getting when they're new. Who would turn their back on that? Only those that don't know about it. When I tell them how easy it is, I get them so excited. I have a new girl now. I mean, she's so super excited. She just signed her 3rd person and she hasn't even done her first cooking show yet because I said to her, let's make a list. Who do you know? And she's like, oh my God, I went to work. She called me 2 days later. I went to work and I had this guy friend. He's going to have a show and he loves to cook and he wants to do this. So we have a 3-way set up for tomorrow when I land in Chicago. I mean, seriously, it's crazy. When you tell people what they're getting, they're like, oh, okay. When you make that program sound like the best thing since sliced bread, who would pass that up?
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, for a long time, I didn't. And that's why I promoted one Fast Track director probably in years. And then once I became passionate about it and I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. No surprise that I started promoting fast track directors, because what you're excited about and what you're intentional about is what you're going to get results with. And we know that, right?
Absolutely.
If you go to every single show saying, I hope I get 2 bookings, I hope I get 2 bookings, you're probably going to get 2 bookings. If you go to every single show saying, I know there's somebody there desperately needing me, you're going to sign someone. If you don't even think about recruiting when you go to your show, you're not going to recruit. They don't really knock down your door at the show. You have to go out there looking for that person, and then you'll find them. And it's the same thing with your next director. You have to go find them. And if you don't have anyone that's interested, your next recruit will be your next director. Don't get discouraged. Not everyone is interested in the leadership role. That's okay. That's what's great about this business. We have flexibility. But for the group that you're working with now, they're interested, they're amazing. And they're going to be your next directors. That's what's going to happen.
I love it. Thank you, Sharon. Oh my gosh. This has just been so amazing. I'm just tickled. I
love spending time with you kids, and I love
they are just running around in circles. I mean, I 2 minutes, and then I have my big kid too running around in circles trying to
keep them all quiet. They're behaving very well.
Say again?
They're behaving very well.
I have it on mute. That's why I had it on mute for a while. But I wanted to ask
another one. Here comes another one.
That's Micah. That's my oldest. So I wanted to ask you, one of the biggest things for me, for Ashley and I, and we're kind of, on board on this, that has really changed our business is personal development. I think once we realized, we started reading, we started learning, and really just kind of being hungry for knowledge, things really kind of started shifting for us. So I want to ask, and what do you feel like is, how has personal development helped you? And what is a book that you loved, inspired you, and that you can share with us?
Okay, so I love Rory Vaden. Besides him being adorable, he is so inspiring to me. So Take the Stairs was really one of my favorites. I've read it 3 times. I mean, because every single time you read it, you get more out of it. I love the energy bus, because we all know in this business and in our lives, there are people that can suck the life out of you, and you just can't let them. I mean, we have family members, right? We all have those relatives that were like, oh, God. So I love the energy bus. John Gordon is one of my favorites as well. So, yeah, those are the 2 people that I really, really love. I mean, there are others, inspirational people in my life, business-wise. But those 2 are 2 of my favorites.
Got it. Well,
Wait, can you say them again?
Rory Vaden, Take the Stairs, Roryvaden, Take the Stairs, an amazing book. Mm-hmm. And, I live in New York, obviously, you guys know that, but we have Penn Station, which is like the biggest train station in Manhattan. And during rush hour, if you come out of Penn Station to go up, to Manhattan, you're coming off the train, and there's the escalator, and then there's the stairs. People wait in line to take the escalator, and maybe a handful take the stairs. And ever since I read that book, I always take the stairs. It's in life, when you think about it, everyone's looking for the quick fix. Everyone, wants to take the escalator. But the reality is, we all have to take the stairs to get to the top. There's no real secret about that. You have to take the stairs. So I love Energy Bus is amazing. That's another one I read a couple of times too.
Never read that one.
Oh my God, Ranelli. Bus, amazing.
That's awesome. I gotta put that one on my list.
Yep.
All right. Well, Ashley, do you have anything else to comment or ask?
I do. Oh my gosh, you guys. Did you hear her passion? It is so contagious. And
God.
You know what, you guys, though? Exactly how she was talking and sharing with us is why Sharon has so much success, because that's exactly how she talks with her people and new team members as well. But oh my gosh, her passion is just incredible. So I want to say thank you so much, Sharon, from the bottom of our hearts for sharing with us here tonight and taking quite a bit of time here away from your family on a Sunday night. We really appreciate it a lot. So thank you very, very much.
You are so welcome. You guys are so adorable, and I love you too. And it was so nice to meet the rest of you, and I look forward to your successes. And you two will be there next year. I know you will.
Oh, we will be. Yes, we can't wait to see you.
Have a great week, guys. Let me know if you need anything. And I'll send you, Ashley, the verbiage that I use for the texting.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sharon.
Okay, so Sharon's going to get off, but everybody else stay real quick.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Awesome, you guys. How awesome was that?
Oh, I get like goosies. And Jonah, she always says I get goosies.
I get goosies, I know. Oh my gosh, it was so awesome. What did you guys think?
I just want to be her in like 5, 10, or 20 years.
Oh, way more than 20. Oh my gosh.
I want to be her tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Well,
she gives some great advice on make sure. I just keep hearing over and over again, offer it to everybody. You don't know, don't prejudge. That just seems to be a huge theme because you don't. So I think I'm just going to continue to offer to everybody.
Yeah.
And Allie, you've had great success with that already. Almost everyone that you have so far has been, excited about it and interested in it. I think it's really interesting that she brought up 2 comments about, when she said about, if this was a job that you just got at Target, and you loved Target, you loved working there, you would share that with everyone else, right? Like, oh my gosh, you tell all your friends, and if they needed extra money, you'd say, oh my gosh, I just got this job at Target. I absolutely love it. You have to come on and check it out. We're hiring right now. It's no different with Pampered Chef, but oh my gosh, she also talked about how much we get with Pampered Chef. No other job that I know of gets everything that we do with Pampered Chef. And I don't know if everyone knows that, so like she said, why wouldn't they want to, be a part of something like this? They would be crazy not to.
Absolutely. All right. Well, really quickly here, because we're getting to the 1 hour mark, and we want to make sure to get off of there. So in about 11 minutes, we want to be off. But Ashley and I have something that we want to talk to you guys about. Ashley, did you want to go first? Because I can talk all night.
Sure, you can go over now. I'm okay with that.
Okay, so we started August with Be Inspired to Inspire series, where we had all of these awesome folks talking to us, kind of like Sharon Zelen. We had Crystal Jackson, we had Charlotte Nagai, we had Michael Reeves, we had Becky Ishii, all top-notch Pampered Chef consultants, but people that started just like you and I, that are inspiring, and just to kind of get us to that point where we're here now. And the next level is starting, we want to start next Sunday, and that is to get the more that you're looking for. What is it that you want out of your business, out of your life, right? Like, does anybody want to share a big, bold goal that they have for their family, for their life?
Let's see, who has one?
I call on people, okay? Okay. Go ahead, Allie.
We want to be able to get out of debt and buy a house and not have to rent anymore, and to be able to have money to buy extra things or just take care of the car. That's why I started this. So
right.
That's our goal.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Sharon, that's great.
And you know what, Allie? You absolutely have everything it takes. I know you got this.
It's a lot right now. Thanks.
That's funny. Who did I hear this from, Ashley? You might have heard this too. It was one of those calls. Okay, so one of the calls, it was somebody talking about how to respond to, I'm so busy, right? Because you get to the point where some people are like, oh my God, I have kids. Like, I can't, like, I can't do this. I'm so busy. I have a full-time job and I have kids. Well, somebody, I don't know who it was. Gosh, it was just last week. I think I was on a call that busy people make the best consultants. It's just, apparently it's just reality, because you have to keep moving. You have to get things done, right? Like, an object in motion tends to stay in motion kind of thing. So, I mean, yeah, we're busy too. That's awesome. Busy people tend to do best in this business. I would love to help you kind of get going. But, that's what I was going to say, Allie, is that being busy sometimes is a good thing, right? Because you have to get your ducks in a row. You have to keep moving, right? Otherwise, you're like, holy moly, how do I get my stuff done otherwise? But that's great. I love your goal. Anybody else want to share real quick? No?
Well, I'm in the lead program, and the recruiting part scares the heck out of me.
This was perfect for you.
It is.
I got the 8 shows. I'm good, but I'm only got 1 recruit this month, so I got to find another one. And I have nothing.
You have over half of the month. Oh my gosh. You can totally
Jill
do
is
it, though.
just psyching herself out. I got to tell you, because Jill is a rock star. She is. She puts her mind to things and she gets it done. I mean, in April, okay? Was it April? You had like 5 recruits or 4 recruits or something nuts. So you can do it. You can do, like, it is scary. I mean, I was scared when I was invited into lead, but you know what? We've got to do things scared. If it doesn't scare you, it's not big enough, right? So you got this, girl. Mm-hmm. All right. So anybody else want to share anything?
Tracy, I saw you jumped on.
Talking. I don't think.
Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, I think you're on mute, dear.
I can't hear Marlene. And
Okay, here. I think you're off now.
Oh.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, sorry I was late.
I'm so glad you were able to join us. Tracy
Yeah.
is brand new on our team with Shelly, and she is going to be amazing. She's amazing already.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
My goal is to be able to have spending money when we want to go somewhere and do things and not feel like, oh gosh, am I going to be able to do that? Can we afford this? That kind of thing. And then long term, my husband and I will be married for 10 years in April. So we would like to go on a vacation. So I'd like to save for that too.
Well, the Mexico trip is in April.
Yeah, right?
Drop it, Jill. You can do it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we'd love to have you along. Thank you so much for sharing, Tracy.
Absolutely. Marlene, can you try to speak again and see? Okay, you just messaged me. It's weird. I don't know to turn it on my cell. There should be like a little microphone on the bottom, but you're not muted. So yeah, you don't have the mute button on.
Can you type it to me?
If you can chat. I think she's on her phone.
Oh, wait, here.
Oh, she's coming. Okay, hold on. Well, while you do that, I wanted to share, well, thank you so much, you guys, for sharing, first of all. And, some of our dreams and hopes are so big sometimes that we don't even want to speak them out loud, right? Because you're like, that's just ridiculous. Like, one of my personal dreams, my husband and I, we want to be completely debt-free, including our home, in 5 to 7 years. That's pretty scary. Right? Like, it's like, okay, you have to really get on this horse and just like, let's go, because otherwise it's not happening. But, one of the coolest things about this business is that you can go from little to a lot, or, you can kind of really figure out what you want to do with this business, and you can get that more that you're looking for. You can get that life that, of debt free. You can get those vacations. You can get that job. You can get those recruits. You can get those things that you want. all that we have to do is not give up, and we have to try, and we have to keep going, right? Like, we're going to stumble, we're going to fall, just pick yourself back up and do it. So one of the things, so Ashley, I'm going to go ahead and pass this on to you to let you explain what this next phase is going to be, and then we can kind of wrap it up.
Okay, so starting next week on the 18th, we're going to do information kind of call to talk a little bit more about the details of the programs, but we're going to go ahead and do an aspiring leader program for those who are outside of their 90 days. And it's a place to be inspired, to grow, to share ideas, to promote to the next level. So everyone who is interested in that and is committed to wanting to grow their business from where they are today is invited to be in our Aspiring Leader program. The other program that we're going to have is our Fast Track program. I know Tracy's excited about this, and Marlene as well. So we'd love to have you ladies on there. There's several other Fast Track or people who are interested in Fast Track too. And so we will also be having that program. That would obviously be for people who are not quite to their 90 days yet, so between 1 and 90 days. And the energy between all of you who have just started is going to be incredible. And who wouldn't want to earn that $500 bonus? Oh my gosh, 250 Pampered Chef dollars, the entire whole product line. Like, oh my gosh, can I do it again? It's so exciting. There's so much that is offered to you guys for doing that. So we're excited to be working with you guys very closely. We're going to do a Zoom call like this once a week that's going to be on a specific topic to work on and improve on and grow on each week. So off the top of my head, I don't know what the first one is, but for example, one of them would be like host coaching, okay? I think actually the first one is talking about bookings and finding leads. But there's also a host coaching one, and just really refining our skills so that we can be the best we can be and reach our full potential, so that the goals and dreams that we have aren't only dreams anymore. We're going to put them into actions and they can become reality, okay? So in addition to the Zoom calls that we're going to do once a week, we're also going to do coaching calls individually with team members. So as you can imagine, with about 50 people on each of our teams, not everyone obviously is going to be wanting to do this and committed. However, it's going to be very time consuming for both Renelli and I, but we are very committed to you guys, and your success is our priority. So if you are serious about this and you're committed to it, we are committed to it and serious about it for you too. So as much effort that you're going to put into it, we're going to put right back into it for you as well, so that we can help you reach those dreams and goals that you guys have as well too. Okay?
So, essentially, it's going to be a 3-month program. And with, like Ashley mentioned, there's going to be a Zoom call for once a week. And then we're going to be doing individual coaching too. So those are the only 3 aspects of this. But I think it's going to be so fun to really get to know a lot of you on a deeper level, and just kind of really kind of help you achieve those goals. Because quite frankly, I got that, and it was really amazing to just kind of have that relationship and that accountability. And just somebody that I could count on that is a positive force, right? Somebody that believes that I can do it and is there to always, not let me whine about things too long. Hey, just get up. Let's keep moving. So I'm really excited, and I hope if you guys think, let me by a show of hands, let me see if you guys are interested. Who's interested in this program for next Sunday, starting next Sunday? Okay, awesome. Now, if you guys want to get on this call, Ashley and I are going to put all the information out on there, and we hope that you guys get on. And I am too, Brenda. Yay! Brenda's on mute down here. So we're going to be doing that, and I'm really excited about it, y'all. I'm really, really excited. And we're going to eventually, I think Ashley and I talked about every 2 weeks we're going to have somebody new, like Sharon, and or somebody else, obviously, but come and talk to us. So that will be really, really inspiring too. I think that's pretty much it. What do you guys? Oh, and we never did the drawing last week. So so Ashley and I will be doing the drawing sometime either tomorrow or the next day for the person, because we had a little challenge. If you were present for, or is it 3 out of the 4 calls in August, you'll be entered into a drawing to win 25 Pampers of dollars.
And we're going to do it live too. So that'll be even more fun.
We'll go on live and do it. So, all right. I think this was so amazing. I'm so glad that you guys joined us. And yeah.
Kelly said she's ready too for the program. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. She messaged me. She's muted as well. So.
Oh, good. Yay. Does anybody have any questions before we get off? Thoughts, ideas, just comment? No? All right, you guys, I got to go to the bathroom so bad. So I got to go. All right, bye.